And the number one reason that most of them don't go, according to surveys that we've done, is a lot of children can't get to the dentist because mom cannot take off from work.
Hello everyone, my name is Tanya Harris and welcome to Purpose, Passion, and Prosperity. Are you ready? I'm here with Tanya Greenfield. Let me say it again. I'm here with Tanya Greenfield. Tanya is a world-renowned dentist. I had to say it. She's a world-renowned harpist. She's a world-renowned educator. At the end of the day, you don't understand. When you see Tanya Greenfield, you have met a star. You have met a star. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to know her and blessed to know her. Thank you so much for coming, Tanya. I appreciate you.
Well, thank you for having me, and I'm looking for her. I'm like, who is that person you're talking about right there? I appreciate that wonderful introduction. Thank you so much.
About you.
Oh, thank you, Tanya. I appreciate that.
No, really, I mean it.
Thank you.
This is when I met Tanya. She had what? We were like 16, 17.
We were young.
I'm not sure how old we are. It doesn't even matter how old we are. But you know, Tanya was in college at 12. Where did they do that at?
Now, I finished college at 18, but when we met, I was in a hippie phase. I think my hair was wild. I was being free and trying to discover who I was going to be.
Got it.
Yes.
Got it. So I always start out with this question. I know most people don't believe, but it's just my thing. So, you're Gemini.
Yes, I am.
And
sitting with a Scorpion, if I believe.
Really? Okay, so I'm not sure about the Scorpio part, but I do know with Geminis, they're at least minimum, Mom, correct me if I'm wrong, minimum at least 5 people.
Yeah, so let's talk about that, because I have to correct all that.
Okay, please.
This Gemini here has one great person and a backup if she needs to come out.
Got it.
And that's it. That's
so just
it.
2 people.
Just 2 people. Now, if you all see other people, that's on you. If you want to see 4, 5, 6 people with me, that's really on you. But from me and my perspective, it's one amazing person and a backup.
So only 2.
Only 2.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, at least you admitted to having it.
I'm proud of both of them, because when the amazing person doesn't know how to act, that backup comes out and gets it straight, and then goes back in her place, and the other person.
So you have an alter ego.
You could possibly say that.
Possibly.
Okay.
I got it. So,
yes.
I would like to really, tell us about that. Tell us about how you were in college, as I stated, at 10, and and you were through it at 18, and then you went to dental school. Like most people are just grateful to get out of high school at 18, right?
Yeah. So I was fortunate in that. Well, it started this way. I was in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I was in school 10, 11, and I was supposed to go to a Catholic school. I went to the Catholic school. My father was president of Johnson C. Smith at the time. Okay. And I remember the kids were telling me who my boyfriend was going to be. And I thought, what kind of a school is this? You got to go on the play. And I'm like, this is not going to work. At the same time, I was playing the harp because my mom had said to me when I was young, what instrument would you like to play? We were at a symphony listening to an orchestra play. And she said, pick one of those instruments down there. And I said, oh, I like that big one right there. And fortunately, in Charlotte, they have community schools where they teach music.
Nice.
And that's something that I think is missing now.
Absolutely.
And so, fortunately, there was a harp teacher teaching in a church not far from where we lived. So she said, okay. So I started playing. So then around 12, really 11, I auditioned and got into the North Carolina School of the Performing Arts.
Very nice.
Yeah. And so at 12, they shipped me away to a boarding school. And I was happy to go because that Catholic school was not going to work out because I don't understand how somebody can tell me who I'm supposed to like. But so then I went to the North Carolina School of the Arts at 12, 6th grade. And then ended up excelling, and then I took college classes in the 10th, 11th grade. So, you know, the high school and students were down here on the hill, the college students were on the top of the hill. And you took classes based on your talent. So I learned to play the harp pretty well.
Okay.
So, you know, I was playing in the orchestra, you know, at a young age. So it was great. So then I ended up graduating before I was 18. I graduated before my 19th birthday from college.
Very cool.
Yeah, but it was because I was afforded that opportunity in an environment where they really let students grow. I think that the age 6th, 7th, 8th, those grade rankings hold children back, because you could be in the 6th grade and naturally be a 10th grader, and nobody really cares to help you develop that, because we limit ourselves.
Correct.
And in that environment, I wasn't limited, so I was able to grow and excel. And so, yeah, you're right. I got out of college pretty early. Then after that, my parents looked at me because I came home. I looked at my mom and dad. I said, "Hey, Felicia. Hey, Wilbert." I had feathers in my hair, bells. It was a straight up hippie. I was going to play the harp. Didn't know I had gotten into some other schools after that, but I wasn't feeling that at the time. Not quite sure what to do. And then my parents were like, "Look, you can't run around here like a hippie your whole life." And my dad made a bet with me. He said, "Either you get into medical school or dental school, and I buy you a new car." So I said, "Oh." And I'm not a materialistic person, but I didn't have a car. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to apply to one school and see what happens. And they let me in. So I got into VCU in the dental school. And it was because they really wanted to see how somebody who was creative with a musical background would do in a science environment. So once again, afforded an opportunity. It was divine order.
Absolutely.
As with everything, it was divine order that afforded that opportunity for me to then go to dental school. And with the creative side and the science, I was pretty smart in that too. And so that's how that kind of happened. With music, if you can memorize symphonies and concertos, you can learn science, or at least I could. So. Because I looked at the body, at anatomy, as if it was an instrument. Okay, let me memorize where the nerves and the arteries flow. Okay, it's like, okay, I can memorize this stuff.
But it is an instrument, isn't it? When you get right down to it, isn't it?
It is. And now this instrument is changing as we get older, but yeah, it's an instrument. Yeah. So that's kind of how that happened. And I think I met you in our hippie phase, and we explored life together a little bit.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
We went to see Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, we did. We did.
I remember that.
He had I remember a big, a red suit on. I remember a big red suit he had on.
Yeah. And I went to my first club with you, period.
Absolutely. We hung out a lot of places.
That was great.
It was a great time. So, my next question is, who is Tanya Greenfield?
Yeah, I ask that question often myself because, when you think you know yourself, especially when you are someone who doesn't mind change and learning. I love learning. I love change. The self I knew 5 years ago might not be the self I am today. And this person today may not be the self I'll be in 5 more years. But who I am is someone that I live my authentic life. I am my authentic self. And I try to show up as my authentic self in everything I do. And that I am grounded in.
I received that 100%.
Yes.
So, then you agree with the premise that we will evolve. Maybe I should say you choose to evolve through the rest of your life.
Oh, absolutely. And if you don't do that, I feel for you, because you could miss out on so much. Life is a journey, evolution. You co-create your life.
Absolutely.
For I am a spiritual person, no doubt. I believe that there's divine order. I believe there's a divine journey, but you have to do your part to co-create that journey. Now, sometimes as artists, we create what we think to be, what we want, and then it doesn't quite work out. And some people get stuck. And the next thing you know, you've done the same thing for 20 years because you didn't take your power back to go and co-create what you might want to do next. And I'm one that likes to co-create.
Got it. So, I love that you're spiritual. This is left, I'm going to go left. Do you believe in spiritual contracts?
Ooh, I never thought of it as a spiritual contract, but I do believe that there is, I don't know if I would call it a contract. Define that for me, though.
Okay.
Help me with that.
I believe that there are no accidents.
No.
and that everyone you meet, when we came here, we all came here at a certain time. So on the other side, somewhere we said we were going to hook up, and we were going to help each other get through something, or
Yes.
learn something, or understand something. And then that whole thing, everybody's for a reason, season, or lifetime. And so I believe that those contracts, you either fulfill them or you don't fulfill them, but you meet people, you come together on this side to help each other get to that final destination that you're supposed to be getting.
Yeah, I do agree with you then. Yes, I believe in that. And I also believe that you've met in prior life, maybe in other forms, and then you've reconnect again, because I think that connection continues. I think it's a continuous thing. And so I believe that absolutely people do come in your life, and you come into other people's lives, be it a reason, a season, or a lifetime, or a flash, or for some reason. But I also think that people sometimes don't recognize the value in the reason, the season, or the lifetime, or if it's a flash. Because everything, I believe, is divine order. So if you did come into my life and say it was a negative impact, it's still, there's a purpose there. There's a reason that occurred. And I'm okay with that. And if you came into my life and it's amazing, like you, and I still value, that's wonderful too. It's divine. It's supposed to happen.
So we agree then, everything is not happening to us, but it's happening for us.
It's happening for us, yes. I believe that everything is happening for us, which may feel like it's happening to us.
Right.
But it is for us and through us and with us. So yes.
I love that. What inspired you to pursue your current path?
Oh, okay. So my current, and I speak to many students, and I've done graduation keynotes, except on this one thing. If you would have said to me when I graduated from dental school with my DDS, and I'm supposed to go out and be a dentist and open up a practice, that I would be doing what I'm doing today, then I would have said, there's just no way. There's no way. So I ended up where I am today because I'm one that likes change. And when I don't feel fulfilled, I will change what I'm doing. So I was working as a dentist, and enjoyed my job, but it wasn't fulfilling.
Got it.
So I pulled up on the Woodrow Wilson Bridge one day and said, I have had enough. I cannot look at another mouth. I cannot do another fill. This is just crazy. And I had been practicing for almost 18 years. And I called my mama. And I said, Mama, I don't want to do this anymore. This is enough. And my mama said to me, quit. I said, oh gosh. But you know what I did? I went to my job, and it was a wonderful environment. I worked with wonderful people, and I told my partner then, I can't do this anymore. I'm giving you a 3-month notice. I got to fix. She said, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know, but this isn't it. So I quit my job as a dentist, and I said, prior to that, let me back up because this is key. Prior to quitting or leaving or changing, I went across the bridge to work every day, and for 2 years, I said the same affirmation. God, if you put me on the right path, I will walk it. Every morning, if you put me on the right path, I will walk it. And then my minister said something about you need to be detailed. So I said, well, what does that look like? I want to wear suits. I want to talk. I want to create policy. And I kept adding more details to the vision. And then that was soon after 2 years of that affirmation was when I pulled over on the Woodrow Wilson Bridge and said, I can't do this anymore. And my mom said, quit. And I just leaped out on faith because mama said it was okay. I gave my 3-month notice. And then I said, well, now what are we going to do? Well, I knew I could play the harp as a backup, but that wasn't going to be enough. So I said, okay, well, if I want to wear a suit and all that, well, my father had been a president. I said, well, let me go to Howard and let me see if they have any jobs in the dental school. I went, nothing that I wanted to do. I didn't work on the floor. I didn't want to see patients anymore. So then I went to the health sciences, and the vice president of the health sciences had a position for an administrative assistant. And I thought, that'll be my foot in the door. And so I interviewed with him. I remember this well. He said, I'm sorry, but you're a dentist. Why do you want to be my administrative assistant for just Why? I'm blown away. I said, because I know there's more for me to do, and I thought maybe if I could work for you, you would teach me some stuff.
Right.
And he hired me. And he said, I'm going to try this. This is crazy, but I'm going to try it. So I went and started working, and that's the sacrifice. You know, you cut your income down to a third of what you were making. And you step out of your comfort zone. I didn't know how to type a memo. I'm a dentist. He realized that soon thereafter, you don't have any skills that I need for an administrative assistant. He said, but you do want to learn, and I need some stuff. And so he had me go, and there were over 300 doctors in the building, and he wanted me to find out what was happening in every schedule, look at revenue projections and things of that nature, and I started learning from him. And that's kind of how I started out in the world of administration.
So you weren't the greatest administrator.
No, but I have 2 administrative assistants typically in a normal job. I know my weaknesses. You know, you need to know your strengths and your weaknesses.
Exactly. So it worked out well then.
Yeah, it worked out well in that I was open and willing, and I knew I wanted to do something different. I know that I need flexibility, freedom, and the ability to be creative. I know that I like to influence, and I like to help people to be successful. And I know those are my, I guess you could call that your part of my values. I like to help other people succeed. And so in that position, I started to learn how I could navigate doing just that.
Got it.
And sometimes when you help others to succeed, you look around, and next thing you know, you're kind of doing well yourself, because people learn to respect you, value your assistance, and you learned how to help them more when they trust you. So it's been a wonderful journey thus far.
So has the vision, have you walked it out?
Have I walked out the vision? No, I'm still exploring the vision.
Okay.
Because one thing about, as you engage in whatever you are passionate about, you can learn that there are many visions possible. Your passion can help you to see a lot of different visions. And so also with opportunity, you can see that there are many roads you could possibly walk. So once again, I'm asking the same thing. Help me to make sure I'm on the right road and I'm walking in the right direction. So no, I don't think I've lived the journey out, no.
Are you living a purposeful life?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am. Now, could it be more purposeful? In my mind, I'm always thinking that it could be, but I feel that I am. Now, if you asked me that in my 20s, I wouldn't be able to say that. But now I can say that.
Something about evolving helps you say that, huh?
Yeah, something about evolving helps you to say that. Not only you can say it, but to know it is different.
Got you.
I know it.
Good.
Uh-huh.
Can you share a personal or professional breakthrough moment that significantly impacted your journey thus far?
A breakthrough moment that impacted my journey. Yeah. A breakthrough moment that impacted my journey thus far when it comes to my actual journey as an administrator, doing what I'm doing right now. Yeah. I was working with a group of providers, and they were very frustrated. And I sat and I listened, and I could hear their frustration. But meanwhile, the frustration was holding them back from being successful in providing good quality care. Patients weren't really getting to experience the providers, those doctors, as their best selves because they had all these other frustrations occurring. And it bothered me because I know I'm looking at some great doctors, but they're frustrated and they're worried about stuff they really shouldn't have to worry about. And it was in that moment that I thought, okay, I know what I can do to help them. And at that time, I wasn't sure this was what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure if I needed to either continue to play the harp more or go back and be in a dental practice. But in that moment, when they allowed me to help them, and then I got the confirmation, because we all need a little confirmation,
right?
Sometimes.
Yes, we do.
The confirmation from them that what I did to assist them was appreciated. That was a breakthrough moment for me because I had taken a job based off of what I felt, but I hadn't had any validation for the worth of what I was doing. And that was a breakthrough moment. So that validation was somewhat breakthrough for me.
Good, good. And Was that the thing that took you to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing?
Yeah, at the time, yes. Because at that time, I was still an administrative assistant doing
Right.
this work that ended up making me then, eventually, 2 years later, become the whole COO of the whole ambulatory care center.
So we we took a quantum leap
Yeah.
from administrator to
To the chief operating officer.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And it was because of the connection with the providers and the ability to listen, and then for us to develop that dynamic helped me.
You
And once
realize-
again, one of my values is I like to help. I like to aid. I like to see other people become successful. That brings me joy.
I received that 100%. You've had quite a few quantum leaps in your life. Have you realized that?
Yeah, but once again, I believe it's because when you remain open into the universe and, taking a lot of what they give is not always pleasant, but you got to be tough, because the universe is also testing you to make sure you're ready for what it is that you may be propelled to do next.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
yeah.
You have to prove yourself. We earn everything.
Yeah, we do.
So let me ask you this. What role does passion play in achieving your purpose ultimately?
What role does passion play in achieving my purpose? So first of all, let's talk about those words, passion and purpose.
Okay, please, let's do.
So passion is, I can be passionate about a lot of stuff. But for me, passion gives me the energy to do what I need to do to achieve my purpose. So even coming here today, I was like, let me get myself energized. But I was so passionate about what your projects are that I'm like, this is wonderful. I feel it, and it helps me to achieve my purpose. And I hope I'm going to do that for you today.
You have thus far.
Thank you. So I think passion is the fuel that can help you get to your purpose. You have your values, right? Your values, the things you value. Purpose, I think, is a combination of value and passion. So purpose, values, those things, your family, I love spontaneity, I love creativity. Those are some of the things I value. And then passion can help you align with your purpose, I believe. Now, it doesn't always happen, because sometimes you can be doing something you think is your purpose, or you're in your purpose, but there's no passion, and it doesn't align with any of your values. You're doing something that you think is right because other people have fed that to you, but it really isn't, maybe not be your purpose. But you have to know that. You learn that about yourself as part of the journey of life.
So the follow-up question too is, how do you, when you're doing something because everybody's told you that's what you should be doing and you're passionate about it, how do you get out of that? Because it sounds like, remember, you were doing dentistry, and after a while, it's like, no, I just can't do this anymore.
I was just a little off track, see, 'cause I'm still in dentistry.
Well, you are.
I'm still in dentistry, but I was a little off track. So I was passionate about wanting to be a dentist and knowing about the whole dental world. Yes. That was because it was exciting. It was new. I'm learning, which is part of my value. I like to learn. But then the component of the actual day-to-day, what really got me with dentistry was I saw a woman, she was almost 90. She had a tooth mobile like this. I could have taken it out with my finger. She was low income. And at the practice I was working in, it was $300 for me to take that tooth out, that I really didn't want to charge that woman for, because it really took me less than a minute to pop that tooth out. And I had to, because we had profit and loss. I had to meet my goals. And I'm like, this is not for me. This is heartbreaking. And so when I left there and I took the road and ended up in medicine was fine, but coming back to the dental school and coming back to dentistry is more comfort. I'm back home because, once again, I knew I wanted to be in the dental field. I just wasn't sure how.
Got it.
So now in my role now at the dental school, I'm not on the floor clinically. I do the budgets. I'm building the clinics. I'm working with the students to ensure that they have what they need to become successful, working with the faculty. So all those things, but I'm still in the field of dentistry, which, as if people don't know, oral health is the gateway to the overall health. Your oral health is the gateway to your whole body.
Talk about that a little bit, because a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, they don't. I'm the director of the Center of Excellence for Oral Health in DC at Howard University also. And a lot of people don't know, dentists are now called primary care providers also. And we are working with other primary care providers, your regular medical doctors, to talk with them about, your patient's oral health is really important. You can also diagnose some things going as you look in the person's mouth as well. So really having that collaboration with regular primary care providers to help everyone to understand the importance of oral health. If you have no teeth and you cannot chew, your food is going down and you're not receiving the nutrients you need and all of that. If you have gum disease, we know, So the importance of oral health in a world where most people, 40% of the population go to the dentist because it's a problem, there's an urgent care need. And then they don't necessarily go back, maybe even more than that now. We have a walk-in emergency clinic that really, every day we see people walking in and they haven't been to the dentist in years, but something hurts. And the number one reason that most of them don't go, according to surveys that we've done, is number one, I can't take off from work, or I don't have health insurance, I don't have dental insurance. And we know that's a huge problem in our country. So I think that the more we work with other providers in helping to make sure that people understand that oral health is just important, and the more we work together, the better off we will be as humans. It's just that important.
Why is it that, I was just listening to you saying that people, I just don't even think people have the dentist on their list of health.
Oftentimes they don't, absolutely. And that's unfortunate. But when you have, say for example, for seniors, we have a Oral Health Coalition that has a senior focus. When you're a senior citizen per se, and you're on a fixed income, and Medicare doesn't cover dental in most areas, you go to the dentist for x-rays, exams, that's $500.
Easy.
I only have $1,800 for the month, or $2,100. That's not a priority anymore for me. It's just not.
Yeah.
Or a lot of children can't get to the dentist because mom cannot take off from work, or it's such an inconvenience. So really looking at how we meet people so that they can be more educated on oral health, and then providing them the assistance they need. The College of Dentistry is amazing. We have grants and funding where we can, first of all, we can provide aid to those who may not have insurance, and then our fees are significantly less than going to a regular dentist. But you're going to sit for 3 hours because, but I tell everybody, when I was in dental school, I did my best work. It took me 3 hours to do that filling, but doggone it, it was the best filling, and I got a great grade. You know what I'm saying? Versus going to a dentist that, I got 30 minutes for this patient, 15 minutes for, let me get this done. So the dental school affords opportunity to many residents in DC that may not have that option to really find affordable dental care without any insurance, or when they have limited income. Especially how it serves low income, low, underserved, and underrepresented communities.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So just for clarity, you guys have created a place where the dental students can get experience and charge a very minimal cost for people to get the necessary dental work that they need.
Absolutely. So dental school is a 4-year program, and the last 2.5 years, the students are trained in the clinics. They do preclinicals, and then they go in the clinics, and they have a patient population. They have their own patients. Because you don't want to graduate somebody as a dentist and they've never done a root canal, a filling, pulled a tooth, anything like that. So they all have to do that and demonstrate competency in that prior to graduating. And so we have about 150 students in the clinics on any given day.
That's awesome.
It's amazing, and they do wonderful work. We have patients that come from all over. We were just the national host for Give Kids a Smile in February. Yes, so the American Dental Association flew in, Crest and other companies flew in, and we gave free dental services to over 100 children be it cleanings, emergency care from underserved areas in the district. So it was great, and we were honored to have been to host that national kickoff.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So, I just went well left, but anyway, I want to ask you this question.
Yes.
This is about challenges.
Yes.
So, how do you navigate challenges and setbacks while staying focused on your purpose?
Yeah, and challenges come up every day.
Every day.
Every day. And while you want to maintain a positive spirit when you have challenges that come your way, there's a reason for that challenge when you believe in divine order. And so while I accept challenge, come on with it. Because I know it's happening for a reason, and then I need to make sure that I'm prepared in case that same thing happens again, or at least I can handle it maybe in a different way, if need be. So when challenges occur, depending on the magnitude of the challenge, I sit back and I just reflect on it a minute, and then I'm a go-getter. That's just my personality. I want to go ahead and address it, and let's try and take care of it and move forward and learn from it. And I try not to emotionally let it hold me back. And mentally, I try not to use it as an excuse to validate any behavior. You know, when you work in an environment, when you work in an environment, especially in a leadership role, and you have challenges, you can't take that off on your colleagues. You know, and I tell my staff often, when you come to work, I come to work, I've had home issues as well, but when I come to work, I have to still give my best. And I gave them an example. I said, I have a brother with ALS. I had to spend the night with him, being his respiratory therapist most of the night, but I still had to come to work today to do my job so that we can provide the service that we're supposed to provide. So while we have challenges, sometimes I think they make us stronger.
They do make us stronger.
But when you have challenges and you can't live that way the whole time, because you must then have self-care. So once you address that challenge and you put your Supergirl underwear on, then you make sure you take a moment to reflect and have a little bit of self-care, and then keep moving forward.
Are you fulfilled in what you're doing emotionally, spiritually, and physically? Do you feel like that it speaks to your soul every day? So
I wasn't feeling that way prior to Christmas, prior to Thanksgiving. I was fulfilled. No, I can't say that I was. I thought something was missing. So I was fulfilled in a, not spiritually and not completely emotionally. I think I was getting drained because, you know, when you give so much every day, you don't replenish and do the things that really bring your passion back or give you some additional energy for passion, you can become depleted a little bit. And I'm not going to say I was depleted, but I could feel that I needed to do something different. God is good. My mom loves this one church, and I said, I'm going to surprise her, and I'm going to join that symphony, because I hadn't played with an orchestra in many years. And I said, I'm going to just do it again, you know. I know I can do it.
Right.
And I was going to surprise her. And I started playing again, and for Thanksgiving, I surprised her. I said, come on, I'm going to take you somewhere. It was to her favorite church, and I was playing the harp again. But going to those rehearsals started giving me what I needed again. So going to rehearsal on Monday, and then I ended up joining the handbell choir. Lord knows I sound old with that one. But standing there in a church at night with other people from 17 to 80 years of age, because the 80-year-olds are standing nearest to me, was great, because it gave me what I needed spiritually and emotionally, because I needed to have an outlet. I was missing this outlet. So I think it gave me what I needed to
So the
feel
creative
completed.
part of you.
The creative part of me was lacking.
Awesome. You know, you've answered a lot of these already.
I was prepared, Tanya Harris, because you sent me these questions and I've gotten myself prepared.
I love it. I have no issue with that. But let me ask you this. Can you highlight a transformative experience or realization that shaped your understanding of your purpose, passion, and prosperity?
That shaped my understanding of my purpose, passion, and prosperity. Wow, that's a deep one. Can I highlight a moment that shaped my understanding? I think that I was in a role where I had done a lot of work. I was happy. It was successful. I was successful in that role, in my opinion, my definition of success. I don't really care about others sometimes, but for myself. And I'm thinking, this is great. This is what it's supposed to be. But then I thought, I was in Florida and I was at a conference. And a man came up to me and he was like, hi, Dr. Greenfield, how are you? You look lost. I said, I'm lost. I've never been here. This is IT. I don't know much about technology, but I'm here to learn. He goes, come on, follow me. This guy is a senior level IT person at another institution. He said, if you ever wanted to come join us, we would love for you to do that. I'm like, why? He said, because we think you would like us. And in that moment, I was challenged because here I was working in a position that I loved with people I really appreciated. And it just was, on autopilot almost. And it challenged me in that I thought, okay, why is this opportunity happening? I'm in Florida at a conference.
Right.
Running into this man who's
randomly,
and he gonna say to me, we would love to hire you. And I thought, oh God, that's just when something like that happens, you have to sit back and say, okay, why is the universe bringing this my way? Mm-hmm. And so I had to have a conversation with myself.
The second person, you and the first person.
Yeah, because me and the first person, we needed to call the second person in.
I understand. I got it.
And maybe some of her cousins. And say, why did that happen? What was that about? And then followed up a week later, I got it. And this was an institution that was like almost a rival almost. But then I said, wait a minute. And then they called and we talked a little more. And I said, wait a minute, why is this happening? I love what I'm doing right now. And then they talked about the challenges and what they needed assistance with. I said, okay. Wow, I realized that, because then I got excited again. I wasn't excited anymore about my job. I was comfortable. And sometimes we can get complacent because we are comfortable. And once again, that's not who I am I don't want to get complacent because I'm comfortable. And that moment was transformative in that I realized I was just comfortable. And oftentimes people do things because it's comfortable, it's easy. But I didn't have the passion. I didn't realize I was missing it because I was too happy being comfortable. That's why I say sometimes passion, values, and purpose don't always align. Mm-hmm. And I was out of alignment. So when that happened and I felt that again, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, it was scary. But I realized that moment happened for a reason because I had gotten too comfortable. And as they tell you in life, sometimes you shouldn't get too comfortable.
Exactly.
And so I accepted that challenge, and I had to meet with my boss at the time, and I said, look, I know this sounds crazy, but I want you to know I want to take this other position, but if it doesn't work out, can I come back in 2 years? And believe it or not, you need to ask for what you want. They said yes. So I went to the other institution and I did a lot and learned a lot, had opportunities galore. And when I tell you I learned a lot because I had stepped out of my comfort zone, I learned a lot. But at the end of the 2 years, I called my old job. I said, I want to come back, but I want to do something different. Had I not done that, right, I wouldn't have learned that I could take this to the next level. And that was transformative. That whole experience was transformative because it opened my eyes into remembering, and my ears and heart into remembering that don't get too comfortable and don't not allow yourself to step outside of your comfort zone to try something new and learn more, always. Even at this age. And so that was a very transformative moment for me in life. But it really reconfirmed what I already knew but had forgotten.
It's funny how comfort gets set in, isn't it?
It does. I say that about my diet all the time. I'm comfortable eating pizza every week and not going to the gym. I got to step out of this comfort.
I hear you on that. And for me, I'm doing Pilates now, right? And I do it.
It shows.
5 days. I do it 5 days a week.
5 days a week.
And the reason I do it is because it makes me center and I get in tune with myself.
Wow.
And Pilates is about focus, breathing, and strengthening the core of your body, which is the foundation of everything else. And for me, I don't know if I can live without it now. That may sound crazy, but it's because I can no longer be an athlete. I can't run up and down the road. I can't do all those things, but I want to do something to serve my body.
Do you do it in the morning or in the evening, or do you vary it?
So I have a schedule. I do it on Mondays and Wednesdays. I do it late evening, and Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, I do it in the morning.
And can you tell a difference between day and night when you do it, or doesn't really matter as long as you do it?
I can, I don't tell a difference. It's really according to my schedule. That's the only reason it's set up that way. And I pick the teachers that I like.
Now, how did you fall into that? Like, what made you say, I'm going to do Pilates every day? Because that's just not something we say every day.
So I bank at Navy Federal, and there's a Club Pilates right next door. And I kept seeing all these black women going in and out of this. And I'm constantly walking on my treadmill, and, that's boring. Yeah. After a while, it's like, yeah. And so I said, I've got to find something else. And so something just dropped in your spirit, said, why don't you try it? So I went in, I got signed up. First couple of times, you got to learn what you're doing because you have no concept of what you're doing. Legs going left when you're going, when you should be going right. But it was really on Monday. The woman that just left is my Pilates teacher.
Oh.
And on Monday I would have done 100 classes, and so they give you
congratulations,
an award for doing 100 classes. But so I say that to you to say, find something physical, something to, keep, because as we get older, we're not as limber, and it's not.
Let's talk about that journey, though. That journey and finding that, especially as we get older. I'm going to tell, this is really terrible to say, but I have a Peloton, and I have the other one. I don't even know the name of it. The one with the on the wall, like the mirror one. Oh, what's the name of it? I've never used it.
I know I can see it, but I know what you're talking about.
I've never used those things, and it's wonderful to have them. But you're right. You need to find something that you want to do. I know I'm an outdoor person. I like to be outside when I work out. And I love Bikram yoga, but to do Bikram and go to work is sometimes challenging on the hair,
right?
Even when you're natural.
Right.
But I like that, and I received that, and I'm going to look into making sure that I find something that I can do 5 days a week, so I can call you and say, this is what I'm doing 5 days a week myself.
I say that to you, Tanya. It's so important especially as we age. You know what I mean? We're not getting any young. We're getting prettier, but we're not getting any younger.
That's true. I'm obsessed with my Fitbit, and I average almost 20,000 steps a day.
That's awesome.
It's a lot,
awesome.
But I'm running all over a building all day. It's not the same as doing what you're saying with Pilates, where it's focused. You can breathe. One thing about Bikram, you breathe. I remember the first time I ever did Bikram yoga. At the end of the session, when you're laying there, when sweat's pouring out of every pore in your body, I cried like a baby, because you're releasing also the emotional toxins. And sometimes people don't realize you need to release emotional toxins as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think it's find something. I'm just saying find something.
I will, just so I can come back and tell you what
please,
I'm doing.
I'm looking forward to it. Because I just think it's so important for us.
Yes.
And because we're living longer. So at least if we're going to live longer, can we feel good?
And as you said, we're looking better.
Exactly. Exactly, right, Mama? We are, right?
And that's a beautiful thing. I look at, and we've been friends a long time, and we have friends that we've been friends with a long time. And I was telling one of them recently, girl, you need to really get out more because you look amazing. She knows every skincare product in the world that you use. And so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you saying that right now.
Absolutely. So what advice would you offer to individuals who aspire to embark on their own journey of purpose, passion, and prosperity?
Yeah. One thing I would say is that don't be afraid to try something, and then if it fails, don't beat yourself up. Go on to the next thing. Life is a journey, and where you will end up, you won't know until you've tried. So while we have what we think is our purpose, we can feel passion all the time. You feel passion about many things. Purpose a purpose-filled life is a life where you aren't afraid to try different things in that journey of life. So I tell young people all the time when I speak to them, if you find that you want to try something, go out and do it. If it fails, try something again. They say keep trying and trying and trying. I mean that with all my heart, because I've tried many things. I've been in insurance. I've done quality checks on dental practice. I've done many jobs. Not many, but quite a few.
I receive it.
And everyone was a learning experience. I knew when to move on to the next one. So I think that I would give the advice is to really learn who you are authentically in your journey while you're taking this journey on life, and then be true to yourself. And then communication is good, but not with everybody else. Communication with yourself is good. And sometimes people forget you need to communicate with yourself. Those conversations don't have to be out for everybody else to hear, but for yourself. And sometimes in communicating with yourself, you really need to remove the noise that you hear from other people. And sometimes we don't realize how often that noise influences what we do.
Absolutely.
I have a very open relationship with my family. We tell each other what we think about each other all the time, good, bad, otherwise. But it helps to remove that noise, because if I go and do something crazy and they think, wow, they don't stop me. And family is a value. I value my family. And they're supportive, good, bad, otherwise. And so I also tell people to surround yourself with a group of people who will not hold you back in your journey, and not to limit you as well, because we all care about what other people think sometimes. As we get older, we don't care as much, and my mama don't really care at all. That's after 80, they don't care at all. But I think that really the main thing that I really feel is that people should just go out and try, do something, Tomorrow, and next year I might try something different myself. Actually, I know I'm going to do something different. I don't know if it's with my true core profession or my musical career. I was in the studio not long ago, and I loved that. And doing that made me think, I might want to be a studio musician full time when I retire or something. And I need to prepare.
I receive it.
But I had to go out and try it. I had to not be afraid to go in the studio and put the headphones on. And here I am, the main musician, after 10 years of not playing. So
After 10 years of not playing.
10 years of not playing. You still had it a little bit.
That's awesome.
It is awesome.
It really is.
But you have to invest in yourself too. So I did start taking lessons again too. So when you must also remember to invest in yourself.
That's a good one. Yes.
And then when you invest in yourself as an adult is different than as a child.
Yes, it is.
When my parents paid for my lessons, it was very different than when I pay for my lessons. My lessons at $100 a pop, $115 a session every week is a lot of money. But it's worth the investment, especially when you realize that, I value this again. There is purpose and meaning in my life. It's my passion again.
Yes.
So you must invest in your passions.
You must invest in your passions.
I'll give this example. If your passion is to be a great Uber driver, and I can tell those people that love being a great Uber driver, and I appreciate them. You get in the Uber, it smells good. They may have a charger sitting there. They're happy to see you. Is the music okay? They are wonderful. I was in Philly not long ago, and I had the best Uber drivers I've ever had in my life in Philly. All of them were wonderful. And I said to the one guy, I said, why are you so happy? He said, well, today my goal is this. I'm going to be done by 4 because then I'm going to cook dinner for my wife when she gets home. So I'm on track to meet my goal today, and I'm happy that you're riding in my car. And I said, see, this is wonderful. This is wonderful. He felt wonderful. He gave me a wonderful experience.
Exactly.
And I valued and appreciated that. Gave him a nice little tip, too.
Oh, he definitely did about you. He said, do I need to come back and get you?
And he said that. He actually said that. And I thought twice about it. I said, this may not happen again. But then I noticed there was another Uber driver and then another one. I said, is there something going on in Philly that we need to study as to why so many of the Uber drivers were just wonderful? I mean, wonderful. So
that is so cool. I'm going to ask you 2 more questions. What is prosperity to you?
Prosperity, wow. For me, prosperity, I feel prosperous when I can wake up in the morning and I feel good about my day. I'm not a materialistic person. Everybody who knows me knows that I drive an old beat up car that I love. It's paid for. I'm not worried about it. It gets me to work every day. Nobody's going to want to steal it in DC. But for me, prosperity is knowing that what I am doing and how I feel about myself is in alignment with my spiritual self. And that makes me feel prosperous.
I love that. I love that.
I've always been a hippie, so I grew up with a woman who taught me about energy fields at 12 and 13. My mom and dad were like, "What is that you're talking about?" I'm like, "You got to watch your energy fields. You got to watch who you let in your energy. Like I always say to my mom, why are you talking negative today? Can you not talk for a minute because you're messing up my energy fields?"
I love it. Yes.
So when for me, that to me is I feel prosperous, successful, all that when that is in alignment for me.
How often do you ever feel off in alignment? Give me a percentage.
I would say that I feel off maybe in a year, maybe 25%, 20 to 25. I could feel off for various reasons, for various reasons. And believe it or not, diet is a big part of that too. And people don't understand how diet plays a role in how you feel sometimes. And sometimes I might have had too much pizza, then drank a glass of wine, then went home, watched smut TV, and then the next morning I wake up like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with me? Diet is big.
It's huge.
Yeah, it is. So
messes up the energy field.
Messes up my energy field. So I would say that, and when those things happen, I can reset. You got to know how to reset yourself.
Okay, I receive it.
You receive that?
Yes, I do. I receive.
I'm gonna have your diet soon.
Aspire for more. Aspire for more. I've gone through a transition in food and everything, and I really want to get to a point where sometimes I find myself emotionally eating, and that's the thing I want to fix.
Yeah. I got not only do I emotionally eat, but my whole staff emotionally eats with me. I go across the hall and I'm like, "Y'all, what we doing? Pizza?" And they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Okay." Everybody emotionally eats with me. We gotta go to rehab together. Yeah.
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 Really, I think a lot of times the weight issue is because of emotional eating.
Yeah.
It's not because we don't really need all that we're eating.
I try to tell myself to mentally go back to when the pandemic hit.
Okay.
Now, if people remember, and I don't know about you, but for me, when the pandemic hit, two things amazing happened. My bank account went up because I wasn't able to go spend any money. And I'm not one that orders online. This is old-fashioned, but I don't do a lot of banking online, and I don't order offline a lot because I want to make sure people have jobs to go to in my community. So I wasn't really spending money, and I watched the food I was eating because I was like, okay, we can only go to the grocery store maybe in a week. I'll go back again, and everything changed. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. And now I'm trying to tell myself, girl, pretend it's the pandemic. And quit going out to eat at all these restaurants. Remember, you weren't going to restaurants.
Yes, you were doing a lot of that.
And it was wonderful. It was. We were going out and walking more in the park. It was great. It was actually great. And I was one of those people when it hit that a lot of people were working from home and my school shut down, but I had to go in the building every day. So I would get on the highway. For 7 months, I was the only one in the building and walk around the building, study things. It was great. But I wasn't going out to eat, and I wasn't spending a lot of money, except gas, and groceries. Mm-hmm. And that was really a good reset for humans.
In general, right?
In general.
I don't think people realize that as much as it was scary because nobody really knew what was going on and how bad COVID was, it really helped people open their eyes to a lot of things.
Yeah.
And again, there are no accidents.
No. That was a time when I would drive the Beltway, and I'd never seen so many deer in my life. I'd never seen so many animals in my life. And they were all over. And it was amazing. And it was wonderful. It was a wonderful reset for us.
Yes, it was.
And there was value in that.
Absolutely. Because the whole hybrid working thing has really become, I think, really a good thing. It's brought a lot of work-life balance to people's lives.
Yes.
But now they're trying to push it back, I guess, because all the office buildings are sitting empty. And so they need to make sure they get filled back up or they're paying rent for nothing.
DC, we're taking a hit on that. But I can say that, I was more productive on the days that I did stay home, and I have some staff that are productive at home. But then I have staff that need to come on into work. There's too many distractions. But I do think that was, as you said, it was transformative for many people.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything you would like to add to this interview that we didn't discuss?
No, you know, I don't normally talk this much about stuff like this, Tanya. So I think that you've covered quite a bit about my business that I wouldn't normally talk about. You know, I think that one thing I can say is I really appreciate you taking the time to have people communicate and talk about some of the questions that you ask, some of your challenges, your passion, your purpose. I think that it's wonderful, and I really appreciate the opportunity that you've given me to actually answer some of those questions. As a matter of fact, I've got them in my memory that I'm going to sit my team down next week and say, are you living your best life right now? Are you feel passion when you come to work? I feel that there's some value in this that I need to really take from you and go back and have ask these questions of my team. I think it's wonderful.
The reason and you know, Sam can attest, I've been talking about purpose and passion for probably the last 3 or 4 years. And I'm really curious about, because I feel like especially a lot of young people are just existing.
Yes. Yeah.
And they don't have any real direction. I think that they've lost a lot in their social skills because of the technology. And I have nothing against technology, but I think we as humans first are meant to commune and to socialize.
Yes, that digital addiction is destructive, in my opinion. And when it's a digital addiction, and I think that some younger people are starting to see that because they don't socialize. How many times have you gone to a restaurant and almost everybody at the table is on their cell phone?
Yeah.
So they're not talking to one another. My sister-in-law has a rule in her house with my niece, you cannot bring the cell phone to the dinner table, which is great. But oftentimes when you go to a restaurant and you see moms with little kids and they've already got a device in front of them, they're missing on socialization. I know that I saw students the other day, and I saw a student sitting there, and she had this tablet. And I said, what is that thing? She goes, oh, this is my tablet, Remarkable. I said, what is that? I said, why are you just so engaged in it? She says, because I take all my notes in it for school, and it's been great. I said, why? She goes, there's no Instagram, no Facebook, there are no apps. It's a digital notebook that I really have to focus on my thoughts. And I found that I needed this because with my iPad and everything else, I was too tempted. And there are just too many distractions, and I need to get the noise out. So while it was still a digital device, I love paper notebooks. I went and bought one. I love paper notebooks.
Me too.
But I went and bought this thing because a part of me was like, let me see. It felt like a pad. They even had it so it felt like a pad. But what does that say? It says that some students recognize that there's too much noise in the digital world, and it's a distraction. And I think that while it's nice, like I'm impressed that my mama said she could go to Google and find something. And it's good, but I think that it has to be, I think we have to really monitor that in society. It's a lot. People can put on Facebook and on Instagram anything they want to, and sometimes people really believe it.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that we have to be mindful and careful of as we evolve and as humans evolve.
Absolutely, because I just think it's imperative that we need each other. We need the human interaction.
Yeah. Coming over here today, I got dressed up and combed my hair and took a shower. I was like, ooh, I'm going to go sit and talk to somebody face to face outside of work. This is nice. It doesn't happen that often.
Yeah.
But you're right, it is imperative. And like I said, when you go to a restaurant and everybody's on a device, if I go out on a date and you're going to be on your phone, man, this is over already.
Exactly.
And I just feel as though having human contact and eye contact and body language, when we hire, and it's interesting, I've hired people, I've gone to a drive-through before, and the person was just so wonderful. And their customer service, I said, is this your goal? Is this what you want to do? And I've even invited them in and hired them because of their people skills. And lately nowadays, if you have people skills and you are caring and have what could be trainable qualities about you, I would rather maybe go with you than someone that has the skill set that I'm already looking for, because you have people skills. And that's hard to find these days.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to just call the younger people out, because sometimes older people get cantankerous when you want to hire them.
Honorary.
And their customer service skills may not be as good because they don't think they need to be.
Right, because I've done my time.
I've done my time, right. But I must say that it's something to take notice of.
Absolutely. Well, you know that I requested is, first of all, let people know how they can come to your dental school and get some good dental work.
Yes, the College of Dentistry is in D.C., right on Howard University, the Howard University's campus. And we are open 5 days a week. We have a health fair. I think it's March the 16th or the 16th. And that day, it's open to the community. We'll be providing free screenings and cleanings.
Very cool.
And it'll be on the website soon at howard.edu. Go to the College of Dentistry website, and there's more information, and you will be able to get that information. If you haven't had a cleaning or a checkup in a long time, on that day it's free to the community. Okay. You just have to pre-register before you come, so that we know you're coming, and we make sure that we're there to kind of maybe start refocusing you on your oral health. And that's going to be a wonderful day for us.
Absolutely. It's going to be a wonderful day for a lot of people coming in.
It's going to be a wonderful day for a lot of people coming in.
Absolutely. And so I know you didn't have anything that you really want to give away for free. So what we will do is we will just put your contact information in terms of people who really want to, they need some dental work. They can, at least they can go to the Howard University website.
And let me also say, while it may not be free, if you're a senior, we also have grants where seniors receive many services, dentures, cleaning for no pay. But you have to be accepted first. So while the dental school does have grants that help to cover the services for seniors, you have to become accepted. And once accepted, your services may be covered at 100%.
I received that. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really...
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you she was awesome? Y'all didn't hear me. Didn't I tell you she was awesome? I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I really, really hope you guys have enjoyed this. Thank you again for taking the time to listen. I'm grateful. Thank you, Tanya. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Tanya Harris. I have enjoyed myself. Thank you.
That's it.